The collection of Mass Effect Legendary Edition seems to have very simple HDR settings, but even this creates problems with the setup. Let's try to figure out what the problem is and how to configure the HDR of all three games correctly. But before beginning, as usual, you should turn off the tone mapping modes of your TV, adjust the correct RGB dynamic range in the console and TV settings, and also find the peak brightness value for your TV on the website rthings.com. For all three games, I noticed one problem. The HDR brightness and contrast setting perfectly adjust the value of peak brightness and the black point, but the test patterns do not give completely correct information about the values. Let's start adjust the peak brightness. For HDR brightness, you can simply specify the value that you learned on the site rthings.com or increase the value until the brightness of the logo is equal to the brightness of the background. The problem is that the actual brightness of the game will be slightly higher than the specified value. And after the value of 1000, the brightness stops increasing altogether. For understanding, this is a table of values. The link to the table will also be in the description. The fact that the real peak brightness of the game will be slightly higher than the value that your TV can show is not critical. Of course, you can slightly decrease the value in the game setting using the table data or use the DTM mode of your TV if you cannot adjust the peak brightness correctly. The second parameter of HDR contrast is more difficult to configure. For understanding, when you increase the value, the lower limit of the signal approaches zero and you see the correct contrast and colors. But excessive magnification leads to the fact that details in dark objects disappear, and you see an excessively contrasting image. Your goal is to find the value when the signal has barely approached zero, but does not go into an excessively high value. The problem is that the test pattern gives poor information about the real level of blackness of the game. You seem to have set it up correctly, but the actual image of the game looks too or not enough contrast. To save your time, here are the recommended approximate values for each game. I specified the range of values because it is subjective and you can increase or decrease the value by your liking. I hope the video was helpful. Like and subscribe to the channel. Bye!